Tense debates about climate change within the scientific community, but we never hear about them. Why? Former Energy Department Undersecretary for Science Stephen Koonin, now the director of NYU Center for Urban Science and Progress and a theoretical physicist, joins to discuss. So, Professor, let's start first with the idea that there are debates within academia about climate change. What are the big debates that you're seeing?
Well, of course there are. One of the biggest debate is how can we separate human influences from natural variability? That's very important, because if we can detect human influences, then we can start to project their impact going forward.
And when we talk about debate about climate change, are we talking about debate about historical figures, or are we talking about debates of complex models and what they're projecting into the future?
Well, the climate system is very complex. We try to understand it through a combination of current observations, historical records, and then these very complicated models that are essential to project what might happen to the climate going forward.
And yet, the science is settled. That's what we're always
No, of course
hearing.
not.
Is the science really settled?
No, if you get scientists in a room together or at a conference talking, it's a vibrant, alive science. But somehow that gets muted, if not suppressed, when you get out into the policy-informing discussions.
When you say suppressed, how is it suppressed?
Well, people don't like to talk about uncertainties. You know, either the science is settled or the science is a hoax.
But isn't that the whole point of science, to have a debate?
Well, of course, that's the essence of science. But when you're informing policy, people who have to make decisions do not like uncertainty. It's much easier for them to have it black or white.
Okay, so there might be a political reason why scientists would say, no, I believe that there's man-made global warming and that's that. But how about government funding? Does that play a role too?
So certainly the government has a particular point of view and tends to fund things that will support that point of view. Not exclusively, but it's very difficult to get into the club, so to speak, if you're a contrarian.
So if I'm a prominent scientist at a major research university, could I see my money cut off if I express a point of view that Washington doesn't like?
You might see your money cut off, but maybe more significantly, you'll see opprobrium from your peers. If you speak up, you can be in big trouble.
How about some of the prominent journals, Science, Nature, those sorts of places?
They tend to have a more balanced view if you read the papers and understand what's going on. But when you read the popular summary of the papers, things get suppressed.
Who are some of the scientists that you would cite that have been courageous, who have stood up and said, you know what, the science isn't settled, I'm not going to stand for that, let's have a real public debate?
Well, you know, Dick Lindzen is a very prominent climate scientist, a professor emeritus, senior guy at MIT. Judy Curry, who used to be at Georgia Tech, also another professor emeritus. Freeman Dyson, who is a very famous physicist at Princeton. You notice that all of these people are kind of toward the end of their careers.
Yeah, they're toward the end of their career, so they can say what they like.
That's right.
Well, we'll leave it at that. For more reading, check out Michael Carvin and Anthony Dick's February op-ed titled "A Libel Suit Threatens Catastrophe for the Climate of Public Debate." That features in a focus on Michael Mann. Don't miss that, up on WSJ.com. Stephen Koonin, thanks very much.